Good day, everyone. It's about that time of year. That time of year where I do an end of year sort of summary video. Just as a sort of here's what happened this year, and here's what I'm planning to do next year, and here's the analytics, and here's this and that, and all that stuff. So, yes, this one might be a little bit longer, but we will see. I do have a habit of rabbiting on. However, I do at least this year have a nice concise list, and I am recording this from inside my place of residence rather than from my nan's because I came down with COVID. I've managed to avoid it this year, thankfully. Anyway, let's not ramble on for too long. So, the analytics for this year. Assuming this works. It did work. Cool. So, I'm not going to show everything because it is not not necessarily interesting to everyone, so I'm just going to skim through this. But yes, views were up 7% at, what was that, 171,600, I think. Watch time hours were about the same as last year at 16k, and subscribers actually went down in terms of the amount gained. Down by 8%. So, a very up and down year for the channel. And yes, for those saying, "Oh, YouTube makes you a ton of money," yeah, that's the entire year. But hey ho. And for those interested, the audience. Oh god, I hate this chart. There it is. Right. Yeah, for those interested. Yes, 22% of my viewers apparently this year were from the United States. About 7% from the UK. 3.1 from Russia. 2.5 from Germany, and 2.0 from Poland. And then, of course, that ignores all the others. That's just the top 5. And most of the people who watched were not subscribed. I should do the YouTuber thing and say, "Oh, don't forget to like and subscribe." But apparently we got to do it in some sort of weird accent. I don't know why. But yes. And, of course, the install guy is the most popular thing on the channel, because that's always the case when it comes to that sort of stuff. What was in content? I can't remember. Yes. Yes, most of the viewers, most of the subscribers were from the videos rather than the live streams themselves. Yeah, live streams did not do all that well. Shorts, I've only got one public, so that's kind of understandable. 52% from YouTube recommending your content. I never understand this thing, I just ignore it personally. But, yeah, so overall, channel's doing alright, I suppose. Could always be doing better, but I'm hardly going to complain, considering I'm not exactly trying to make a career out of it. It'd be nice if I did. If I could. But, yeah. It's, I don't know. It's fine. So, that is the analytics out the way. The next thing on the agenda is events from this year. Okay, so this year, obviously, we've had a few events happen. So, Uni 7.0 was released, Unification, and the obviously subsequent things. We're now up to 7.3.1. And it was announced that 7.3.5, I think Keck said, is currently planned for Q1 next year. This year also saw my first technically sponsored video. I say technically because it was a code that was given for free, but they did not like dump a bag of money outside my house to play the game. I obviously received some benefit from it because I got a free game, so that is why I classify it as sponsored regardless. Mainly because I don't fully understand the ASA guidelines, so I want to be erring on the side of caution when it comes to that sort of thing. We also did the Month of Fear in October, where, yes, I just played through all of Fear 1 and its expansion packs daily. And that was fun. I liked doing that. I was a little bit hit and miss with it in terms of like when the videos were actually released. I should have really probably started recording a little bit earlier than I did, but it's fine, whatever. I might do something like that again at some point, but for now, I don't know. It's not doing daily uploads is the current thing. I say, having recorded mostly daily videos for the past week or so, if you ignore yesterday as of recording. So, the other major event that happened this year, not for the channel, but in real life, was that I left my job. Yes, I still have not found another job. To be fair, I have not actually been, like, dedicating 100% of my time to the job search. I probably should. The British job market at the moment is absolutely abysmal. The majority of stuff that is posted is either 1, fake, 2, never gets a reply if I apply to it, or 3 has like 2,000 odd applicants for the same job, and yeah, that's quite some competition you got going there. And sadly, I'm not much of a catch when it comes to that sort of thing. Of course, saying that in a YouTube video on the internet is probably a bad idea, just in case any potential future employers see this, but details. I have never been one for good decisions. Yeah, so I'm currently sort of like living off my savings and stuff like that, which is okay for the moment. I have enough. Probably got enough to last me until like the middle to the end of next year, if I've budgeted correctly, which I'm pretty sure I have. So, we'll see. I might be planning a little bit of a career change, like not necessarily going into what I was doing, which was a multi-service provider thing for IT. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. And also, the other event was that the channel sort of underwent a little bit of a revamp in its schedule. So instead of doing like videos now, I've started switching more to live streams. And I won't lie, it's not gone quite as well as I had hoped. But that's mainly because video viewers and live stream viewers are not always intersecting. So, yeah. I think I need to find like a middle ground between both camps, but I don't know. I am enjoying the live streams. They are very tiring though. So yeah, I can't really be unlike some streamers. Like there are streamers who will stream for like 36 hours in a row. You're not going to be seeing that from me anytime soon. Even 4 hours is kind of painful on my voice. But, I don't know. It's all... It's fun. But yeah, I need to find some sort of middle ground, because after switching over to live streams, yeah, my watch time and stuff like that started going down quite a bit. Though I think the fact that the majority of the audience for this channel is more interested in unification and not any of the other stuff, that probably doesn't help. Plus, obviously, live streams go for like 3 to 4 hours. That's a long video to sit through. Like, if you're like Jobless McGee here, and you're just on your computer all the time, having it watching a 4-hour video is nothing really. Or if you have it on as background noise while you're doing your job, if you're like what's it called, remote work. Yeah, that's where live streams are quite useful. Anyway, next topic. Discussion of current stuff. Very specific, me. Alright, well, oh yeah, so Diablo 2 Shadow Warrior, yeah. Okay. So, yeah, the stuff that's going on at the moment. So, Diablo, more specifically Diablo 2, the live streams, doing very poorly. So, I am half thinking of finishing the campaign by just turning down the difficulty and then rushing through the rest of it, and then moving on. That's what I'm thinking. I originally said at the very start that I was only planning on doing normal mode. I was not planning on doing Nightmare or Hell, or whatever the other difficulties are. And yeah, so that pretty much confirms that I will not be doing Nightmare or Hell. The other thing I could potentially do is just record it all sort of like in my own time and then edit it down into a montage sort of thing. But this is me we're talking about here, so we'll see on that one. Doing anything that's slightly outside my norm doesn't necessarily always go to plan, as we'll discuss when we get to the Renegade Guard discussion later. Shadow Warrior, again, not doing too well, but it's fine. It's a story thing, so we just keep going through that. That's fine. Star Wars. Yes, I randomly decided to return to Star Wars Dark Forces 2 Remastered. And I've been having quite a lot of fun with it. So, yeah, we'll probably finish that off. Mysteries of the Sith, I am not sure about currently. I do not know Mysteries of the Sith, really, at all, and I'm probably going to end up... I mean, if I'm getting lost in Dark Forces 2, yeah, I'm going to get lost in Mysteries of the Sith. And I did... I mean, to be fair, I did kind of promise that I would return to Dark Forces 2 Remastered eventually. And yeah, it then took me about 2 years to do so. So, yeah, details. But after I have completed Dark Forces 2 Remastered, I was thinking of doing Star Wars Empire at War, a few videos on that. Now, I briefly discussed in the, I think it was part 4 of the Dark Forces 2 Let's Play, that mods are quite difficult, so I would probably end up doing either vanilla or a vanilla-esque mod for Empire at War if I was to do videos on it. As much as I liked Thrawn's Revenge, was it Thrawn's Revenge? I think back when it was relatively new. Yeah, I've seen some footage of recent Thrawn's Revenge things, and it's looking a lot more complicated now. And the way my brain is at the moment, wrapping my head around that is going to be interesting. So, yeah. And then, if anyone's wondering who I'm going to be playing, then well, there's only one faction in vanilla Empire at War that lets you get Star Destroyers. Unless you play the campaign, in which case Zan Consortium can get a Superstar Destroyer at the end, but details. It won't necessarily be like a campaign playthrough, it will be like one of those sort of free campaigns. But we'll see how it goes. I might consult with some actual more competent Empire at War players, aka Matt and Flumpy, and get their views on that. However, unification, yep, that's trundling along as it always is and always will. Obviously, just doing random factions at the moment. I'm not necessarily doing them in order of when I last played them, so there may be a faction that I've not played in a while that you want to see, in which case, of course, leave comments. If you have any specific matchups you wish to see that are PvE, yes, I'm not playing in PvP, then yeah. And obviously, now that DXVK is a thing, I can play much larger games. So, if you want to see a recreation of my recreation of the Scouring of Prospero, then by all means. That said, of course, I would need to find a map for the Scouring of Prospero. Okay, so I did a video a long time ago, and I cannot find that map again. I do not know. It might be one of the ones that was lost to time when the Relic forums died, but it was kind of like a city, and there were. You know what? I'm going to go back and I will link the video in the description. If anyone knows that map, let me know. And if it's unavailable in other places, then the Unification Discord has a fan-made maps channel. Just tag me with it there, because I cannot find that map for the life of me. Someone on Reddit was actually looking for it a little while ago, and I just draw a blank. It's not only its name, well, I kind of know its name from the video, but on where I can actually find it. So it's probably part of a compilation pack now. Well. And yeah, obviously when 7.3.5 or whatever it ends up being called is released, yeah, I'll be doing a stream on it. There is no doubt about that. There is some rather nice new stuff coming, so I'll definitely be checking that out, that's for sure. as for the holiday plans, so this week, obviously, the UK is we were a Christian country for quite a long time, so we still celebrate Christmas. Although celebrate is probably, it's a word. It's a word that exists, but it's not necessarily what happens. So, yeah, we've got Christmas and Boxing Day on the 25th and 26th, and then obviously we've got New Year later on January the 1st. Now, I have decided that I am going to basically switch to a do whatever the fuck I want mentality for this sort of holiday season. It's not due to any sort of timing stuff, it's just mainly I don't know what my moods are going to be like for this holiday season, so I want to just do whatever I want when I want. That's the long and short of it. This does mean that some days you may get multiple videos in a row, sometimes you may get no videos at all. For like a day or two. I may have a video up on Christmas Day, I may have a video up on Boxing Day. I don't know yet, I've not made any specific plans, and there will not be like a specific Christmas special or Slanishmas special, depending on your specific mentality. Or Sanguila or something. I can't remember. I said it in my Blood Angels beta video, but I can't remember the exact pronunciation of it. So yeah, that's the plan at the moment. Also, the live streams, the Diablo and Shadow Warrior live streams, are on hold until New Year. That's something else I was going to mention. I did make a post about it, but for some reason my community posts don't always seem to make it to people. It's almost like YouTube is really terrible at pushing those out or something. So yeah, that's the holiday plans. Now, the update on the Renegade Guard playthrough. So, ages ago, I mentioned that I was working on a Renegade Guard playthrough, in which it would come with cinematics and stuff. Cinematics made by myself. To say I have been somewhat slacking on it would be an understatement, because I did some initial work for it. I sent like a what's the word? Like a first draft of the actual cinematic, or one of the actual cinematics. That would have been the second one. Yeah, second one. I sent that off to Keck. He provided feedback. Said, "Yep, you can change this," and then I lost the footage. I deleted it by accident. Oops. I do, however, still have the graphical elements, but yes, I have to re-get the footage. And something else I was also planning to do for the actual campaign playthrough itself was to edit a faction. I was thinking the Thousand Suns, to make like a final battle sort of thing after I had done all the strongholds. So after I beat the last stronghold, which is normally in these campaign playthroughs is normally Necrons or Eldar. Yeah, I was planning to then have a final climactic battle of the Renegade Guard and the Thousand Suns or whoever versus the three Imperial factions. Four Imperial factions. I was thinking three at the time because RAM limitations, but the XVKs sort of rendered that moot. So I can have four now. So yeah, I originally planned that, and then I got a bit carried away, and now I'm making an entire race mod. Yeah. It's obviously just reusing unification stuff. So like all the models and stuff, things that Caldaris has made in the past. And yes, I have his permission to do so. I don't plan on distributing it, really. But yeah, it's sort of spiraled out of control. I may end up just doing the Renegade Guard playthrough normally, and then going off and doing that sort of like as a separate thing. And with the cinematics themselves, technically I could make them as like sort of audio logs or audio dramas, because working with the DAO engine to make cinematics is kind of annoying. Getting characters to actually do what you want is kind of a pain, to say the least. Like, there is no function in game to allow you to actually just turn a character around without scarring it. There's no like movement command that allows you to just get them to go. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. So yeah, my plans are constantly changing with regards to that. So it's how it looks when it is finally done is going to be interesting. And yeah, with regards to the actual faction mod itself, yeah, we'll see how that goes as well. I'm currently having arguments with the game because obviously I'm a complete beginner, and the unification team are assisting me. Like, I was trying to make an ability about 2 days ago now, I think, and yeah, Keck ended up helping me with that because I don't really know how Scar code and summons work, but we'll see. I'm not even going to give a timescale for it. There is no point in giving a timescale. By the time that I actually get around to doing this properly, the unification devs are probably going to have retired, knowing me. But we shall see. Okay, moving on. Monetization update. Yes, so obviously I already showed the thing at the beginning in the analytics, because I'm one of those people who believe in sort of like being transparent and stuff like that. So yeah, I did, or I will mention that I have enabled several more monetization options. Now, YouTube is absolutely determined to get me to run mid-roll ads, and I am refusing to do so. The ones at the beginning and the end of the video are bad enough, but mid-rolls, like, when I watch my own videos on my mobile phone, it annoys me, not because there are ads in front, but because of the actual ads themselves. If I have to see another ad for Last War, I am probably going to end up throwing my phone at their headquarters. Although it'll then probably just multiply into more phones. I don't know. Maybe that's a money-making option. Anyway, yeah, so I have enabled several more monetization options. It is not mid-rolls. It is, in fact, super chats and super stickers, or whatever they're called, which are live stream specific. So during live streams, if someone wants to donate through like a super chat or a super sticker, yeah, they can do that. Obviously, at this moment in time, chat is exceptionally quiet because streams are normally like just a couple of people and myself, so it's not obviously as beneficial as what's it called, like the big streamers, where with the big streamers, obviously they'll read out the chat message and all that sort of stuff, but with chat relatively quiet, I still just read stuff anyway. It's purely just another option. It's another monetization option that I've enabled as like a future thing. Why is that so dusty? I literally went around dusting earlier, and already my mic arm is covered in dust. Guess I missed a bit. I think that's it for the monetization update. Yes, it is. Yeah, YouTube is also trying to get me to make memberships a thing. I do not believe that it is worth making memberships a thing at this point. I wouldn't even know where to start with that sort of thing. And quite frankly, it's I don't know, for my amount of subscribers, it feels somewhat, I don't know, wasteful, almost. Well, not wasteful, but I don't know. Maybe in like 4 hours, my brain will be able to come up with a sentence that actually describes exactly how I feel about it. But I don't have 4 hours, so we'll just move on. Future plans. Now, I have actually already sort of touched on this. So, yeah, Empire at War is a series that I plan to make at some point. Don't know when. Might be before the end of this year, it might be next year. As for other games I'm currently planning on covering, I want to do a video on a game called Diplomacy is Not an Option, which seems like a They Are Billions style sort of game. They have apparently added an undead faction, or are planning to add an undead faction, which, obviously, you know me, undead very much intrigue me. So, yeah, I will probably give that a look-see. There's a few other games that I was possibly thinking of covering as like a sort of a one-off video. If I can find them here, I don't know if I have any of them installed at the moment. I do not. That's awkward. Okay. Well, yeah, this is why I should have actually written down the names rather than just put future plans, because that really doesn't help me when it comes to it's fine. I'll get to them when I get to them. But yeah, there are a few games that I'm currently planning on potentially covering. After Diablo, I don't know. I think maybe we'll play some. Oh yeah, Sins of a Solar Empire 2. I want to go back to Sins of a Solar Empire 2 because I said that at the very beginning I wanted to cover all the factions, and then I never did. I played one stream, and I got annoyed with it, and then I haven't actually played it on the channel since, which is kind of amusing. So yeah, that's kind of typical for me, shall we say? I will, yeah, definitely be returning to Sins of a Solar Empire 2. Apparently, they've actually made the Advent factions more sort of diverse now, like more separate from each other. So it'll be interesting to see what that's like. Though I did play Advent in my live stream, and hopefully when I next play it, I will not leave the Sins of a Solar Empire soundtrack on in the background and forget to mute that or exit the music client thing. Because yeah, that was much for muchness. And speaking of much for muchness, yeah, I kind of wanted to play one of the Alice games at some point. I don't know if I'd do like a full series on it, but I don't know. We'll see. They don't actually sell the original American McGee's Alice anymore. But there is a way to get it if you own the Steam version of Alice Madness Returns. So yeah, fingers crossed I might be able to get that to work. That's a fleeting thought I've just had. It's not necessarily something that I planned specifically to say. In terms of other future things that I want to cover, Red Alert 2 mods. So there is a mod that brings GDI and Nod into Red Alert 2. No screen, sadly. It's just the Tiberium Sun stuff. But, well, I mean, there is Tiberium Crisis, I suppose, but I had trouble with Tiberium Crisis. Not necessarily due to the mod itself, but mainly down to the fact that I suck at Red Alert 2, and therefore I sucked at that even more because that is harder. So, yeah, there is that. I think it was called Tiberium Crisis. Could be wrong. Although the last time I went to download it, the downloads have disappeared. I don't know what's happened there. Hopefully it's not some sort of drama where they're stealing sprites or something, because if they are, then I'm definitely not playing it on the channel. Yeah, I don't like showcasing stuff that has stolen or has confirmed to have stolen stuff. But we'll see. We'll see. I also want to go back and do another Total War Warhammer 3 campaign. Not with Khorne this time, however. Which is kind of a shame because the thing that just came out was mostly focused around Khorne and ogres and greenskins, but I don't play ogres or greenskins, so or really Khorne all that much. So yes, I've skipped this DLC. I'm not overly interested in Skulltaker, or I mean, don't get me wrong, Skulltaker looks cool, but I'm not overly interested in playing those factions. And while it would be nice to have the units in the game, I'm not spending that much money to have those units in the game for me to use with other lords. So, yeah, we'll see. I'm very much thinking of the next time if they release a vampire counts DLC, then I will definitely be returning to it then, because vampire counts are my faction, basically. So yeah, that is, I think, everything I was thinking of at the moment. Great demo. I've done that one, haven't I? Not the one I think it is. I think that might be the one. I think it is. Round-based horde mode FPS. Yes, it's this one. Okay. So there was a demo released for a indie game by the name of Imperium recently. I was thinking of having a look at that as part of a quick look at the series that originally started off as me wanting to have my own version of what the fuck is, and then just turned into me playing random games and hoping that I didn't suck too badly at them. So, yeah. Oh, we'll see when that comes out. That might come out in a couple of weeks or something. I am in no rush. So, I think that's about it. There's nothing really else I can think of off the top of my head. And I have gone for 42 minutes. What the fuck? How have I managed to just chat absolute shit for 42 minutes? I suppose this is what happens when you don't script things. I should script things, but quite frankly, I don't necessarily feel like it. So, yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Though this is a once-a-year event, so what can you do? Now, I think that's as good a place as any to end it. So, thank you very much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed it, I guess. And if you celebrate it, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and I don't know, some people normally give some sort of like excellent words of wisdom when they do these sorts of things. I don't know. Yeah, punch any space wolves you see. There we go. That'll do. And until next time, I have been Caldaris. Goodbye.